Hello dear viewers, welcome back to another Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup Demonspawn Fire Elementalist adventure! We just finished up Dungeon 3 with our second attempt. First attempt at this. Don't tell anybody we died. One thing I will note is that Chabriados over here, our good old slow god. I kind of like Che on Demonspawn. I feel like it's a pretty big gamble because Demonspawn are already sort of weak early and strong late. But if you put Chabriados on there, the stat boosts, having a sort of a hybrid character can really benefit the Demonspawn's varied mutation set. Alright, well there's some spicy stuff there. Let's see what this staircase has to offer. Alright, the same but a little further away. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Slightly different vantage point here. Feel energized by our suffering. We sometimes gain a little power by taking damage. Yeah, this is pretty good. 2 of the 3 things that can happen when we take damage and proc this benefit us. Agility obviously makes it so that we take less damage in subsequent turns. And refilling our mana probably will help us get out of the situation that is making us take damage. Might not so useful at the moment, but like I said, this is why Demonspawn can make powerful hybrids, because they just have a really cool, kind of unique tool set. Alright, leather armor of willpower, plus 1 leather armor of willpower is worth picking up. We're at 3 and 4%. Let's see what it goes to. 5 and 8%. For our literal only source of damage, that's a little bit high. But it's certainly worth considering throwing a few points into armor to lower that penalty, and doing that instead of dodging if we don't find anything better. I'm not a big fan. Again, I think Demonspawn are just a little too far behind the curve. It's like, you know, demigods also have terrible skill aptitudes, but they at least have crazy high intelligence to make up for it. We are not quite that gifted. And we'll just continue to Foxfire. We're going to need to memorize something else here at some point. Maybe Flame Wave. Maybe this is the Flame Wave run. I think this is the Flame Wave run. Let's go ahead and memorize Flame Wave. I don't love it, but it may be necessary just as like a stopgap until we can get our Servitor online. And since it's Conjuration and Fire, it's benefiting from our Conjurations focus that we've got going on. And like you'll see, you know, Conjurations has now almost caught up to Fire Magic, even with it training at, like, the weight is a little bit better, as you can see. It's yeah, a little bit better. Bithmenos is an okay caster choice. Bismuth can do some interesting things. I don't think it's too strong of a god in general. I feel like there are other deities that do better what Dith does. What Dith does? What does Dith do? What does it do? What does it do? I don't know. It do nothing. Okay. Alright. Mochleb joins the party. I actually think that Mochleb is kind of a dark horse caster deity. That might be a pretty garbage hot take, but insofar as any deity that's high invocations is an okay caster deity, but I think that the health return on skill, even if you don't put any points into invo, I think that the health return on kill can actually be pretty decent if you, like, pair it with sublimation of blood or something wonky like that. Like, there are some... It's just, like, one of those things where if you don't ever consider it as an option, you won't ever be bailed out of a weird situation. Okay, slimy green scales, just like our last Demonspawn. I mean, it's the first time we've seen this. Slimy green scales. Again, not great, but it's fine. You know, it'll be nice if we never find another source of poison resist to know that eventually by the end of the game we will be guaranteed one. There is some weighting. Weighting. The mutations are weighted along a certain loose path. Generally speaking, you will see your scales facet, your body facet, and your tier 2 facets, as they're called, before you see your tier 3 mutation. The tier 3 mutations, you get 2 tier 2s and 1 tier 3. Ooh, antenna. Nice. I like antenna. That'll give us See Invisible, which is very solid. Nice to not have to rely on equipment for that. Yeah, Flame Wave. I think Flame Wave with the paralyzation, the menacing casting, is just fine. You know, part of the problem with Flame Wave is that stuff like moves out of it or moves in and hits you while you're doing it, and if they're paralyzed, well, they won't be doing any of that now, will they? Let's see how far we get here. Yeah, we got the sergeant down. Poison Spear is a little bit nasty, but, you know, we got there. It was fine. We had this escape hatch. You know, just gets +3 spear event. Ooh, a buckler. Well, that, I think we just go ahead and throw on shields. I think we're coming along the curve nicely here. I know it's still 100% failure for both Orb and Spellforge Servitor, but we don't have to be able to cast them for a little while yet. Could memorize Summon Guardian Golem. Throw on Summoning here in a minute. I kind of like that. Obviously it's not castable yet, and we don't even really want to train Summoning just yet. Kind of want to get Flame Wave a bit more reliable first, and that means a little bit more in Fire Magic. We may abandon Fire Magic for a while and focus strictly on conjurations, because We've got Foxfire. Actually, Foxfire's at pretty much full power. Yeah, it's at pretty much full power. You know, Scorch could get stronger, but we don't need Scorch to necessarily do our damage. It's more to enable Foxfire to do its damage. Foxfire does, like, more damage than Scorch. It just is a little less reliable. Anyway, Flame Wave is great after we've scorched something's fire resistance away. But we'll be sort of modifying our spell list as we go. We've got the ability to do quite a bit of amnesia-ing if we need to. Not too much, because, you know, Divine Exegesis is something we want to have access to when we need it and not have to, like, rebuild piety somewhere else before we return to a place. Yeah, Scorch is pretty important for things like Phantoms that have that early fire resistance. There aren't that many things in the game that are fire resistant, but Phantoms, I believe, are one. I might be wrong about that, but... Cobalt Brigand with Curare, goodness. Well, nice that we got that taken care of. Splat. Yeah, and see now Conjurations is pulling ahead of Fire Magic. Partly because we're focusing it, but also partly because our aptitude is better. Yeah, I think this is probably... probably as far as we take Fire Magic. Yeah, Foxfire's maxed out at 1d9 damage. It's weird. It looks like Scorch went down in damage, but maybe that's just because when we were standing in range of a target with... I don't know, that's weird. Anyway, I think we go ahead and turn off Fire Magic for now, and turn on Summonings. Yeah, I kind of like that. Michael! Get some stabs in. 14% is fine. Alright, great. Alright, so we have level 2 scales. We have level 2 Paralyze, level 1 Power, level 1 Antennae. We can also look at it like this. 2, 4, 6. 6 out of our 7 level ups have been mutations, which is amazing, and I'm grateful, and it's the snowball we needed, but it also means that, you know, we shouldn't necessarily expect that trend to continue. Whip of Electrocution is actually really interesting. That might be worth wielding over the dagger. Electrocution proc is pretty strong. Okay, we've got some ice spells. I don't know that we'll use them. Oh, my cat is awake. We may be hearing some of it. Some of our terrible, terrible, terrible things that we're doing. By not paying attention to him. Truly, we are the worst cat mom. Well, we've got a potion. How's our scroll count coming? Scroll of Immolation. What's this one? Enchant Weapon, A. I kind of like the idea of putting it on the Spear of Venom. Maybe actually wielding it. Spears are pretty quick, so you can poison something up from behind, say, a Guardian Golem. Oh. Wait. This crazy. What has he got? What has he got? Wearing a cloak. Quarterstaff Chaos. Well, we've already got another cloak up here, so not even a reason to want to risk that. Unless we wanted the experience, but I don't think we care. Not right now. Got bigger fish to fry. How are our spells doing? Ooh, Orb of Destruction down to 99%. Look at us go! Oh yeah, and 10A also lets you sense monsters, which is pretty powerful. Blork the Orc, eh? And he's wearing a robe of fire resistance. Look at that rudeness. I'm glad we got this Scorch going. Ooh, some free stabs. Whoa. Well, I feel like this wasn't very fair to Blork. I feel like Blork kinda got a rough deal there, but look, we get a better robe out of it, which is great. How's our shields coming? 3? 10%, 22%. Yeah, 14%, 30%. Yeah. This buckler's online. Let's go ahead and set our shields to 7. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good for now. Okay. We continue. Dungeon 7. Sky Beast. Alright. We Sky Bested it. Oh, Sentinel's Mark. Well, that's a good ol' runaway right there. Distant slurping noise. Ugh. Stupid slime eating all our items. Rude. Well. C'est la vie. C'est la slime. Oh, there it is. Well, that's nice. We found it before it ate up too much of our junk. Oh boy, we get some more intelligence. It's always nice. Slash the jelly. Maggie, the Vainglorious. In a distant time, Maggie was apprenticed to the dreaded Hell Knights, but she grew impatient. In search of a shortcut to fame and fortune, and somewhat short on imagination, she entered the dungeon and set out to slay a dragon. Now having slain one, Maggie sees no reason to stop. Rude. She's wearing some acid dragon scales, which are a reasonable alternative to our robe. Though, having it already, I don't know. Let's stab her a couple of times. Yeah, Venom does some work early on. Okay, so we would increase by 2 armor. Oh, it actually is not encumbrance rating 0. It's encumbrance rating 5. So it would hinder our spell casting somewhat. I think we'll go ahead and drop it for now, but we'll keep it in mind as a potential option for... Well, we already have a Ring of Resist Corrosion. We could put it into our kit for Slime Pits. Dowan and Duvessa. Well, we will be running away. Because I think probably killing Dowan first is a little bit better here. It didn't look like it was going to happen from that angle. Maybe from this side. This is possible. Plausible. Necrotize and Agony, not too exciting. Done exploring. Okay, so there they are. Hello, Dowan. Well, we may end up killing Duvessa first anyway, but thankfully we kind of damaged them both down together, and it all worked out. Cool. Yeah, it's... if you can avoid just focus firing down one of them, you're probably in pretty good shape. Alright. How are we doing on our big boom booms? Spellforge Servitor is still at 100%. I mean, these are level 7 spells, right? We're not getting them anytime soon. But we do have Flame Wave at 9%, which is pretty solid. 34% power, 2d10 damage. That's reasonable. It's more than Foxfire at this point, so, you know. We're not, like, losing out on damage if we have to switch to AoE. Ooh, a +4 Ring of Protection, you say. We'll take it. Armor class 15 is pretty chunky. Let's beat a hasty retreat. Oh, confused. Okay, well, let's just quaff that away and Flame Wave. Feel like let's just run. We don't need to finish this fight right now. We just back off. Ooh, dear. Yeah. Yeah. Lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on right there. So let's back off, reset, fight a scorpion along the way because we're intrepid. How's Summon Guardian Golem coming, by the way? 19%? Not too bad. I don't think we want to put any experience into hexes, so we're just gonna like wait for that. It'll just, you know, kind of sit there. But it'll be nice to have as a tool. Good at putting a body between us and things, which can be really important, especially since we have this, you know, pretty good early game spear. Spears aren't enough damage to really go even all the way through layer, but they're useful for like here, you know, here and now, which is where we're using it. Because Spellforge Servitor plus Orb of Destruction kind of is a, like, that kills orbs of fire. Ooh. We got some potions. I mean, I think we buy both of these and Lig. I like also buying Lig. Lignification. It identifies it for us so we don't have to spend a scroll on it, and I think it's actually kind of useful for casters early on to be able to get a big health and armor class boost, especially since we have like paralyzation, spellcasting, and a spear. If we get into a fight against an out-of-depth monster or a unique that's just a little beyond us, it might let us, you know, reach a little bit in an encounter. I don't like it so much as a panic button because it doesn't let you move. Movement is pretty important in this game. Just trying to think if there's anything else we should be picking up. I don't really like a splash of an Arc Jolt very much. We don't really want to focus on air magic right now. Like, Maxwell's is just something that we use Divine Exegesis. I assume that's how it's said. I don't really know how it's said. Alright. Got a Scorch. Got a Flame Wave. Alright, cool. Oh, nice. We can do the amnesia thing if we want. Orc Wizard vanishes, that's fine. Vanish all you want. We're just gonna go on a little trip around the dungeon. And I mean, we can do some of this nonsense. Stumble around with our spear and just poison this thing to death. That's the thing with Orc Wizards. They don't have a lot of health in their pool. Oh, Grum. -2 Halberd of Venom. Yikes. That's still kind of scary. Yeah, he's still a 44% chance to hit us. We've, you know, haven't trained any dodging because we've been focusing on our shield. Though dodging will maybe be next. Might just do some levels of fighting instead. I like hit points. Hit points help keep you alive. We're about to start encountering stuff like this that can be kind of scary. think we'd take a few steps. Yeah, let's put 2 wolves between us and him. I think we just make a break for it. Pull these wolves upstairs. Flame wave them away. Yeah, there we go. Double paralysis was nice there. Those could have actually like done some actual damage to us. A hornet. Well, that's scary. Boom. Okay. All right. Yeah, get this wolf away from Grummy Grum. Okay, got him. Our paralysis is doing a ton of work. Yeah, level 10 and no mutation. Like I said, we, you know, there was a pretty decent chance that we'd have a few levels where we didn't get any new mutations, which is fine. We'll get them all eventually. There's Vehement. So yeah, it would have been Dungeon 8 before we got Vehement. I'm so glad we didn't try and hold out. Sif Muna was an excellent choice this run. We haven't used her for anything yet. Used them for anything yet. Interesting. Ah, layer. Okay, cool. I thought this was an interesting looking vault. Yeah. Spamming a strong level 1 spell with demonic paralysis is, turns out pretty fun. I like this, this little Z setup for this double Foxfire combo. Gosh, with that +2 kite shield, we might even... Now, what I think I'll do is we'll get shields to 7, and that'll be really solid for our buckler. Get that casting penalty pretty much eliminated. Just sort of spam Foxfire here. Hard to go wrong. Okay. Orb, 87%. Servitor, 99% still. We are training summonings a little more slowly. And we may want to cap summonings at, like... 8? I feel like 8's pretty good. Like, it's mostly going to be conjurations that gets us through, right? We might tweak that later. We'll see. But Orb will be doing a ton of heavy lifting on its own. Flame Wave will be our AoE. That will continue to grow in power as we get our conjurations up. And we may turn fire magic back on at some point. We'll kind of have to see about whether or not we get any higher level fire spells. That's really the determining factor. It's just whether there's anything for us to do with that fire magic. I mean, obviously, eventually we'll have Firestorm, but like, that's a long way away. We don't necessarily need to cast Firestorm this game. I would like to. I would like for this to be a run that goes to extended endgame. I'd love to start us off with a bang and... Oh, a +2 Robe of the Archmagi. Except we have to fight Erica to get it. Jeez. Confuse, invisibility, yikes. 3d14, that's literally half our health in one hit. 3d13 isn't much better. This is really scary, and we have no willpower. This is an immediate quaff, potion of curing. Oh shoot, we don't have anything identified. Good. We guessed right. We win! We can, like, try to do damage to her here. Yeah. Basically just get out. Oh no, that's the way we came from. Shoot. Get 1,000,000 Foxfires before she can do anything? Is that how we... do that? Yeah, I guess that's how we do that. I guess just spamming Foxfire 1,000,000 times is good enough to kill an out-of-depth elite. Alright. Well, cool. We've got a Scimitar of Flaming now. That's nice for Hydrus. And I don't see any reason not to switch over to a Robe of the Archmagi. You know, if we see something that's fire-specific, we can switch over. Alright, well that was thrilling, and we're at longer than I want to go on these videos. I kind of got caught up in the flow of things, so we're going to go ahead and take a short break. And I'll probably do one more of these this evening, get it uploaded for your viewing pleasure, and then maybe call it for the night, maybe cook some dinner. We'll see. But for now, we're continuing along our pretty decent snowball. We're getting close to Orb, which will be nice. In the meantime, I hope you have a great day, evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Enjoy yourselves. And we'll see you next time for some more Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. This is MothFluffs, and I'll see you next time.